Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. This is the next session on keeping your employees safe from scams during the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Jeff Niebaum, and I'm with your Better Business Bureau. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the scams that are surrounding our new normal as we continue to work from home and as some of us transition back into the office. Scams are happening all around us. And since this pandemic has started, cyber criminals have taken advantage of us being not in the best state of mind because we're so worried about what's going on in our health and our safety. And so it's kind of sidetracked us from what we need to know about staying vigilant to keep us safe from scams. So today we're just going to talk about some of the scams that we're seeing that are targeting businesses and consumers, along with some of the resources that the Better Business Bureau offers to keep you safe from scams. So let's get started. And before we get into it, I want to just point out if you do have questions throughout the presentation, please utilize the chat function and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. All right, so a little bit about the Better Business Bureau. We were started back in 1912 by a group of business people that were kind of sick and tired of fake advertising, false promises by businesses, and ultimately business taking advantage of consumers to fulfill their own needs. Well, fast forward over 100 years later, same problems are still happening. It's just technology has changed the game. Here's a couple examples on the screen. Canada's new, easier way takes off ugly fat. Interesting concept there, but that's some of the ads that you saw. And I'm guessing that was for a diet pill. And again, in today's world, we still see it today. It's just magnified times 10 because of the technology can reach millions and millions of people within one day. One of my favorite examples is also on the screen. They're happy because they eat lard. And as you can see, they're either going to the beach on a full stomach of lard, or they're just getting done and they're hungry and they're ready to eat their lard. I have never seen anybody that happy to eat lard. I don't even know many people that eat lard. But if you look at the bottom, it's hard to see, but that ad was actually issued by the Lard Information Council. Don't know if they're still around, maybe, but those two ads right there just show what kind of examples that were given back in the day when the Better Business Bureau started. So it started in 1912, still around today. We've made some great improvements. Our Better Business Bureau covers all Nebraska, South Dakota, the Kansas Plains, which is everything except Metro Kansas City. And then we also cover 8 counties of Southwest Iowa. We're one of the largest geographical Better Business Bureaus in the country, North America. And we are a nonprofit, so we are supported solely by our members, who we call our accredited businesses. We have nearly 10,000 accredited businesses, which is incredible. And we are so thankful that these businesses stepped up to achieve accreditation with us, because not every business is qualified to do that. And we are thrilled because they have supported our mission of advancing marketplace trust. Our main goal here at the Better Business Bureau is to create a marketplace where businesses and consumers can trust one another. And so we are very proud to be one of the strongest Better Business Bureaus in North America. Altogether, there's about just over 100 BEBs throughout North America. That includes Canada and Mexico as well. And so we are a powerful organization that is here to help consumers and businesses stay safe from scams, become smarter consumers, and become better businesses. So last year alone, we had over 4 million instances of service where we helped both businesses and consumers in one way or another. And I can tell you that unfortunately, because of the pandemic, more people have been home, more people have been online shopping, more scams have happened. And so that number is actually going to rise quite a bit but we're happy that we could be there to help these consumers and businesses during these trying times. So let's get into the juicy stuff. Let's get into the scams. I'm going to start with, I'm going to move my screen there. That way everybody can see the full screen and still see me. I'm going to start with consumer scams because we're all consumers at the end of the day. And these are some of the basic scams that we have seen. And all the scams you see on the screen are actual examples that we have received throughout um, the pandemic. So let's start top left. Phishing scams. This is the main thing. This is the main type of scam that everything surrounds. You'll often see it in email format, and that's the example I have on the screen. Scammers know we check our email. We check it on our phones, we check it on our laptops, we check it on our smart tablets. We check it all the time. We're consumed by email. And scammers know that we don't always read our emails to the detailed as we should. We skim a lot and maybe we click on things that we're not supposed to click on all the time. I've fallen victim to it, and it's just all about being diligent and being vigilant and thinking, stopping before you click. So, phishing scams. Phishing scams are an email that basically are trying to get you to click on something so scammers or cyber criminals can take your information, whether it's credit card or your name, number, address. They will take anything and everything and use it against you. So, with this phishing scam, some of the biggest red flags are you'll always have a subject line that is an attention grabber that just wants to put that fear in you to say, oh, I really need to read this. I can't just delete this. So if you look at the subject line, coronavirus masks are selling out. Take Ation now before it's too late. So some of the biggest red flags are that scammers don't have great punctuation or grammar skills. If you look at this right now, some words are capitalized, some are not. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's misspelling. Action, the second word in the second sentence, is misspelled. And so scammers are just hoping that you kind of look over that, you get that fear in you, and you're like, oh, okay, typo. I'll just click here to see what this is all about. Obviously, the subject line is in here is masks, and they're trying to get you to be fearful that, oh my gosh, masks are selling out. But in reality, you know that's just not true. Also, a big thing. I have it boxed out, but look at the sender. Often or not, scammers will change one little letter, one little number to make the whole email address change, but look the same. And they're very good at it. So, because what they're banking on is you just to read over it real quick and not even think about it. And that's where we really got to stop, think before we click on anything. Especially if you're reading I have my phone right here. If you are reading your email on your phones, you have to pay attention to what is going on because obviously the screen's smaller and it's sometimes harder to read. And so, especially when it comes to that sender and looking at who sent it, you have to stop, think before clicking on anything. Social media scams, moving on to the middle of the screen. Social media scams have been rampant during COVID-19. So an example here is $100 gift card to apologize for closing stores. Get a $100 Starbucks gift card on us. Now, if you look at right away who it is coming from, it is social distancing coupons, social distancing dot coupons. It's not even from Starbucks. Scammers know we love our coffee. They know we love Starbucks, but I have never seen Starbucks give away a $100 gift card. They'll give you a free drink for your birthday, but not $100. They would lose a ton of money because a lot of people would take advantage of that. So, but what are they trying to do? They're trying to reel you in. They're trying to get you to click on that because, hey, who doesn't love free coffee? But you got to be vigilant. Now, as an older adult, you might see this and say, "Oh, okay, well, this is obviously a scam." But who doesn't? It's our young adults. Our young adults are the most vulnerable, especially when it comes to online or social media scams. They're the number one scammed audience. Why? Because they're too quick to click. They want that discount. They want that deal. They want free. And I mean, who can blame them? It's just about educating them and saying, okay, look, these are the red flags that you got to watch out for. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. All right, moving on to Amazon scams. Amazon has become sort of a savior for a lot of people during these days, during the pandemic, because they order stuff from home and it's delivered right away to their front door without even have to leave the house. Well, scammers know this and they're taking advantage of it. And they're using phishing emails to get you to click on to think that your account has been hacked. And they will even provide a number for your customer service and an order number so you can call Amazon. Really, truly, it's just a scammer to give away your personal information. So if you receive an email or a text message saying, hey, you have a new Amazon delivery, you just got to verify it, be wary because it probably is a scam. Moving on to, like I mentioned, text message, on unclaimed packages. Again, a lot of people are sending stuff via mail because they don't want to be seen in person. And so in this example, we found a package from March pending for you. Kindly assume ownership and confirm for delivery here. Now look at this URL. This URL is very interesting. I couldn't even tell you who that's coming from. And so be leery when you get a text message, especially if you don't even know if you haven't ordered something. Check with your family and say, hey, did you order something and send it to me? Just don't click on that link because then they have you. And if you click on it on your cell phone, you can get malware on your cell phone, which is never a good thing because then they're in it. And they can just sit there and watch your tendencies and watch your normalcies and use that against you. So don't ever click on the text message. Delete it if you don't recognize it. If it's important enough, they'll contact you again. Avoiding online scams. Holiday shopping season we're pretty much in it. I've already seen some great memes saying October 31st, November 1st, changing into their holiday season gear. And so the holiday season is upon us. So as you search for those gifts and knock them out and cut down your list for your family and for your friends, be careful because scammers are going to just be out like none other. And you have to, again, watch for the bad grammar. Check the age of the domain. If you don't see HTTPS with that S up in the URL, I would not use that site because that means it's not secure. And all legitimate sites are secure. So really check that domain. And then also do your research about a company. Jump on bav.org real quick. See what we have, what kind of information, what kind of customer reviews, what kind of complaints, what the history of the company is before purchasing from that site, especially if it's a big ticket item. You want to do your due diligence because 5 minutes of research could save you a lot of time, money, and a big headache. We actually had that story avoiding online scams on Good Morning America recently, and we're very thankful for them to help us get the message out because we want to prevent scams from happening. IRS scam. This IRS scam is one of the largest scams ever, and it's been around forever because it's successful. People are very scared when it comes to the IRS, and because I'm not sure about all the ins and outs when it comes to taxes. Taxes are very confusing. But this example actually goes a step further. So you usually receive a phone call or a letter in the mail or a text message claiming to be the IRS. Well, the IRS will never call you, they'll never text you. And so if you get 2 of those 3, it's a scam right away. Delete it. If you do receive a letter in the mail, always look up your local IRS office and call them to see if it's legitimate or not. Do not call the number on the letter until you've done your research. But in this example, since we're home and we're I'm not in the best state of mind because quarantine. A scammer actually called this lady, told her if you don't pay up, we're going to show up. Well, this scammer actually did. Luckily, this lady was smart enough to say, okay, no, this is still very fishy. I'm calling the cops. As soon as she did that, they ran off, and no money was unfortunately lost. On the bottom, we always have a spot down in Kansas, one of our media partners down there, KWCH, on don't fall for it. Scammers are spoofing number. They're posing as big companies to steal your info and money. Spoofing is where scammers will go online and they will buy phone numbers that have your local area code. So our local area code right now here in Omaha is 402. And so scammers will go out and buy 402 numbers. Why, you may ask? Because people are more likely to open up a phone number that's from a local area code rather than an 800 number popping up for like that. So just because you see a 402 area code doesn't mean it's from them. I always let numbers I don't recognize go right to voicemail. If it's important enough, they'll leave a voicemail. And if it's really important enough, they'll call you back. So don't always believe the numbers that are happening on your phone. All right, so let's change to the business side of the scams and what we're seeing businesses receive. Business email compromises is the number one way cyber criminals are targeting businesses. And there's a couple different types of BEC scams. First one, we have the CEO to CFO. Now, if you're a small business, you might say an owner to your accounting department. And this is where the CEO will say, hey, I need the latest information for tax purposes on our employees. Could you send me over their social security numbers, and we will. I'll get this sent over to the people right away. Now, when you receive an email from the CEO, you pay attention to it. You want to get that done right away because it's for the owner, it's for the top person, and so you want to impress them and get it over. You gotta be careful because scammers know this. And this is why the scam is so successful. If you receive an interesting, we'll call it, request from your owner or CEO, especially if you're in the accounting department, you want to be vigilant. You want to take that extra step. Double verification. That is the key. If it's dealing with employees' sensitive information, company sensitive information, you have to double check because scammers are just hoping that you'll look over it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll send that right up the chain. And it's scary how often it happens. That's why you got to double verify always. Another example is CEO request to employees saying, hey, we're doing some new cybersecurity training. Click here to take advantage of it. Well, they're using cybersecurity training and the CEO to kind of hide the fact that the employee should not be doing this. Again, if you get an email from the owner, it seems a little fishy, ask around other employees and say, did you receive this as well? I'm not sure if this is legitimate or not. Double verify. Vendor invoice. Now, we have an example on the bottom of the right of the screen here. This is from the Adobe Cloud team, supposedly. And the email is contact@budweisery.com. Now, I don't know if they're going for Budweiser there or not, but again, check out that email sender before doing anything. So a lot of people use Adobe document to send documents and invoices, whatnot. But again, if it's legitimate, it will just take your time and look at it. And often or not, it's not going to be. I mean, we see tons of examples. If you look at the core of this email and the text, it says sales@techmed.com just sent you an invoice using Adobe Cloud Services. So right then and there, you want to look in your system and be like, do we have anything from sales@techmed.com before clicking on anything? Don't get curious and be like, well, let's see what this is all about. Because again, scammers are wanting you to click on view document. They'll put malware in your computer. They'll be inside your system. So be vigilant. Another example up here is, on the top right is going back to that CEO request to employees. Hi, Chris, are you available to run an errand? I need you to make provision for gift cards for me at any local store around. Robert. Well, there's not many details in that, first and foremost. And so, but let's back up again. Let's see who it's from. Robert Smith. If your CEO or owner is Robert Smith, fine. Let's go to the next. President.desk@wp.pl. Something might seem off there. That's probably not your president's email address. But again, you got to take those steps. Take that time, stop, think before you move on. Are you available to run an errand? I need you to make provision for gift cards. And that's a huge red flag. If you ever hear gift cards, whether it's when somebody talking to you on the phone or through email requests, that's the number one way scammers get their money is requesting gift cards when they're going to Target, Apple gift cards, Amazon gift cards. And for some reason, people still do it. So if you ever hear gift cards, if you ever hear somebody talking about how somebody was wanting gift cards over the phone as payment, that is a scam. Spread the word. If you don't take away anything from this presentation, but this, please share it. Please share it. If you hear gift cards as any form of payment, 99.9% chance it's a scam. Okay, so hijacking scams, impersonation scams are huge. If you are a reputable business, scammers are going to use you. So again, here's some of the top 5 organizations that are impersonate all the time. And we did this risk report and gathered this information recently. IRS, we already talked about it. Any local government agency, Publishers Clearinghouse, that's a big one, it's been around forever. Microsoft with the tech scam, Apple with the tech scam. If you ever receive a phone call from Microsoft or Apple saying, hey, we notice your device is running slow, we can fix it right now for a small fee, don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Microsoft or Apple will not call you unless you are requesting from them. An impersonation scam example right down below. The Better Business Bureau has been impersonated numerous times. This is from BB Exclusive, which is not our email address. And scammers are taking advantage and trying to make you fearful of antiviral hand sanitizer now available. Obviously, we're fearful that sanitizer, along with toilet paper and other essentials, we're going to run out. Well, so if you hear about a new shipment of it, obviously you're going to pay attention to it. And that's what scammers are trying to do. And they're trying to take advantage of our members by saying, hey, we have new antivirus hand sanitizers. Click here to get yours and sent to your office. As you can see, the blue hyperlink link there. They're trying to get you to click on it. Do not. So a couple resources, the way the BBB helps businesses and consumers. Obviously, do your research, bbb.org. 5 minutes of research can save you a lot of time, money, and a big headache. Just take your time before entering your credit card information. Do your research. Research the company. Again, save money, save time, and a big headache. Customer reviews. Customer reviews are huge right now because a lot of companies' policies have changed. And so, due to the pandemic. So let people know how they're doing, good or bad, because it will give that company either the satisfaction of knowing they're doing something good, or they'll say, hey, we need to step back and change our policy so this doesn't happen again if it's a negative situation. BBB Scam Tracker. BBB Scam Tracker is such an awesome tool. Oh, let's go back to that. Sorry, I was just trying to move myself out of this so you can read it. BBB Scam Tracker is an interactive map that allows you to report and view scams that are happening all across North America, and you can zoom into your state and even city. So if you get contacted by a scam, please report it to Scam Tracker. Help warn others. And we partner with local law enforcement to see what kind of scams are going on to help stop criminals. Even if you don't lose money, please report it. If it's a small amount of money, please report it. Why? Because a lot of other people are probably falling victim to that scam, and a little money adds up to a lot. BB Scam Tracker, such an incredible tool. Take advantage of it. Other resources that we're offering are is bub.org. Obviously, I mentioned it, but our library of articles and scam alerts and warnings. We update it every week on the latest information that we receive. So take advantage of it. It's a good to know what's going around in your neighborhood, in your community. Education is your best defense. For small businesses, bb.org small businesses, we're offering incredible information to help you survive this pandemic. And also, lastly, Corona's resources by state. I have their example of Nebraska there, but we have also South Dakota, Kansas, and all the Better Business Bureaus created their own resource page. So if you're looking for Small Business Administration, Attorney General, the Chamber, Department of Labor, just Google resources by state and put in your state, and our page should show up to help you there. Stay up to date. Follow us on social media. I run our social media, and I update it every day with the latest warnings and also good information to have, because we want to stay positive during this time. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at Today with BUB, or on LinkedIn you can find us at Better Business Bureau Inc. If you ever have questions, marketing at bubinc.org is our contact information. And thank you for joining us. That concludes my presentation. Again, if you do have questions, utilize the chat function. I'd be happy to answer anything and everything. Thank you for joining us, and have a great week.